Hello there, Only One Kenobi here, Only One, and now we get into the serious business. This is Shelf Indulgence, I'm Only One Kenobi, and it's time to talk about the original trilogy now. The shelves here on the left, we've just been looking at these are the prequels, so do check out those episodes if you want to see episode 1, 2 and 3, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, but now we're going to be looking at New Hope. So, this is all the original trilogy here, and, you know, in order to keep this series, Shelf Indulgence, in line with the episodic saga, we're skipping a few things. So we've obviously had Phantom Menace. We skipped the Clone Wars. I'm going to be coming back to that. And also we're skipping Solo and Rebels, which is just a shelf underneath Revenge of the Sith, which follows chronology. So let's start here with obviously the Millennium Falcon. This is the Galaxy's Edge one, but what a cracking vehicle this is. And then there's obviously on the shelves above New Hope, we've got Rogue One, which I will also do in a separate video, although those two things do kind of go hand in hand in a way, but I'm going to put them into separate videos. I'll give you a quick overview now. Above we have, New Hope starts here, by the way. Above we've got a few vehicles obviously on the wall, as you can see. A lot of them are associated with, you know, New Hope all the way through to Jedi, but above we have what you could consider this Rogue One, especially this side, but really I'll go through this in a separate video. All these are Imperials, which are linked to Rogue One and New Hope. And then you've got what is considered the Battle of Jeddah here, I suppose one could say. And then you've got obviously the bunker, which is actually a cheat. This is the Empire Strike, the Return of the Jedi bunker. And then you've got all the cast of characters, you know, Jyn Erso and all of those guys, Chirrut Imwe. I'll talk to you about them in a Rogue One video, but for now, let's dive into A New Hope. And it starts here, as it does in the film, with the Battle of the Tantive 4, if you want to call it that. I love this. Such a good release. It only came out this year. I think it works better in the fact that I've got these floating shelves here and you've got a bit of a ceiling effect. So it's all enclosed, but really, I love it. Comes with peg holes, as you can see, and it's depicting probably not necessarily what you see on the screen, but it could be one of many corridor battles that happen on that ship. And this soldier here is holding out his hand, you know, it's almost like, come on, you don't need this. It's a point, I'd say, where these guys are conceding, you know, they're lowering their weapons, they're about to concede. But as we look over the shoulder of this meathead here from the Power of the Force 2, far too many steroids, you've got Leia in the background, Captain Antilles there, and then of course our friends, the droids. And there's my custom U-3PO behind him. So if you want to check my video out on how I got him to shine, please do. I did a custom chrome pen effect on that. But anyway, that's the end of the Tantive 4, but brilliant. It's kind of sold me on the idea of having dioramas, that piece, you know. Moving over here, we've got something which is a deleted scene from A New Hope, which is, of course, the infamous Tosche Station scene. You've got Big Starklighter and Luke there. Don't have a Luke inside the the land speeder, because of the fact that I quite like seeing vehicles without people in, you know, primarily I don't have the right Luke for it, but I just prefer it parked, and then obviously Luke's out talking. Over here, just before we go into the droid sale, you've got these. I did a review of them recently. Of course, you've got Cammy Longstrap there and her boyfriend Fixer, Lon Osner, and they look awesome as a little kind of a tribute to the Tosche Station that was never seen in A New Hope. As we move along to a very proud centerpiece of the entire shelving for A New Hope, the droid sale. I got very lucky in about 2013 now. I managed to get all of these droids like for £30 in a job lot on eBay, which is really good price. I mean, they were second hand, I know, but did very well. So I got this guy here, the R1. I got this Gonk droid here, the Wed, I think it's called the Wed armed droid there, this fella, the Dome, and then this fella, and this is vintage collection this year, and also this guy here as well. Sorry, don't have the actual names for them, but then I've obviously added to it, I've got these parts here, very inspired by Galaxy's Edge and stuff like that there, where you've got random, you know, Easter eggs all over the place. You've got the B-1 battle droid antenna there, this is the leg of the insect droid, the Death Star droid there, the RA-7. And there you are, and I've stayed faithful to the cinema scene that you got in The Power of the Force 2. I've got Luke and Uncle Owen, and Beru there, of course, with the blue milk. Great. You can't beat New Hope. Anyway, they're all stood on the pegboard that came with that set. And, you know, look at that. A very mucky yet back metalized 3PO, which you can't beat that. Brilliant. This guy is only here. He's from Star Tours. That's just me having a bit of fun with the collection. The what's he called? G29T there from Star Tours. Why not, you know? I mean, you don't... They may have had him on the Sandcrawler. This guy comes from Solo. I saw on eBay, this is going for a lot of money now, that set. It's the Solo 4-pack from the... I got that from a Disney park as well. Brilliant droids, but yeah, and there you are. As far as other Jawas are concerned... Oh my god, I nearly knocked over that Millennium Falcon. Good god. As far as other Jawas are concerned, over here I've got my creature shelves, and I'll just show you these separately. Oh, this is dedicated to Banthas. That's why you've got a good mix of Banthas, even Evaporator there. And Mando giving his links to, you know, Tusken culture. But I have my Jawas, more of them at least, up here, and they work so much better at this high vantage point because they have sunroofs, these Jawas, which means that light can go in at the top and their eyes glow, but they work so much better from a high vantage point. But there they are with the Ronto creature there. And of course, this is something else you see in A New Hope. The Sand Troopers there, of course, with the dewback. So I just thought I'd show you that as well. Let's get back to the tour. Boom. After the droid sale, we have, of course, a very significant scene in the saga, which is the birthright of Luke Skywalker, the passing of the torch, that saber from Ben to Luke, which features also obviously another chrome, back metal 3PO there, a dirty one, which is about right because he would have been, you know, diving in the sand prior to this scene. And also this R2 with a lovely chrome top there. That's from Power of the Force 2. Ben from Power of the Jedi. And then Luke is a custom one I did recently. If you want to check my video on figure hacks on Luke Farmboy, we still are hoping that Hasbro will give us a good Farmboy Luke. I know that's inaccurate. That's the head of Dagobah Landing Luke, but still it works quite nicely. Better than the other one anyway, on the soft goods robe Luke. I love that figure now. Patting myself on the back, but I think I've done a decent figure hack there. Much more of a closer likeness to Hamill. With this shelf here, with the Cantina, it's a little bit of... It's in no particular order. I just thought I'd bang, they're all right at you in a panoramic movie poster almost, you know. Centerpiece, you've got Ben, who catches a few eyes of people in there, and another custom figure hack, Luke Skywalker there. I thought he would go nicely there. But the trophy, or the prized possession now in this collection of Cantina Aliens, there's lots more I could still collect, is of course the band, the modal nodes. So glad to own these. I got them imported from America. Check my video on that as well. In the background we've got Zutton. And we have, of course, Bom Vimdin, a fantastic figure, that underrated. Garindan, of course. So, yeah, I used to have an exterior-interior feel for my Cantina shelf, you know, outside of the Cantina and, you know, wandering around Mos Eisley. I used to have a few Sand Troopers in that, but for now, I've just got them all in there, you know. And it's probably because I don't have a playset, so we need to maybe think about getting one of them. Some tables and stuff, but generally this is all I have, you know. Mamo Nadon and the classics here, Bom Vimdin, no, Masa Bined there, and of course Boshek and Karbe and lots of the other classics. But I actually have a couple of others coming as well. I have Zutmore, and I've got, what's the other guy called? His brother I've got coming soon. Tequil is coming, and I've got the other guy with the goggles in that Power of the Force set. So that's an expanding collection there, and there's loads you could get. And of course the Tonica Sisters. God, there's a massive range of characters you could get for that. Now then, I'm going to not lie to you. This is take 2 here for this afternoon. I did a take before. I wasn't happy with it, but I was going to put the twins back where they were. I'm going to have to just very quickly lay them there. But this is, speaking of dioramas, and I never used to be that fussed on dioramas really, but that works. And so does this. This was gifted to me, this control panel, by my mate Mike. He, I forgot the names of the companies that he used to get all the decals and stuff, but that's just awesome as a piece there. And of course, these chairs were gifted by Daniel Chart, good friend of the channel. And then of course you've got Han there. I'm not going anywhere, but they're going to execute her. Luke and the fantastic scene inside the control room, iconic. There they all are. This R2, I've actually used the R2 from the Return of the Jedi for this, because I've taken the drinks tray off him and I've put him inside the barge with a completely different droid. because I have my barge set up for another era other than Return of the Jedi. So I thought this R2 would be quite nifty here, given he's got all the contraptions, as he does use them in the panels. And 3PO, another chrome, back metal even. Not so good, this 3PO, apart from the fact he shines so nicely, but the head is quite inaccurate now. It's quite a small head, so that's why I have him looking that way. But there you are, the control room, the Death Star control room, classic scene. As we pan to the left now, as I say, I've got the twins there. I do apologise, I didn't have them set up properly, but, you know, I just wanted to have these two figures together, back to back, you know. That's, you know, they've only just met, and they don't know their brother and sister at that stage, but still. Let me just see if I can sort this out for you. There you go, that'll do. She's not going to stand up, she hasn't even got peg holes, but there you go. There you go. Not as I wanted them, but still, this is more significant. The battle between Obi-Wan, Master and Apprentice meet. So I love this now. I've got 3. They're very typical of my collection. I will have, you know, it's like 3 photographs, isn't it? That, you know, you've got your hard goods battle there, the soft goods here, and then this statue. I love this. I'll never forget when I went to Hamleys in 2003. I just moved to London 2003. I was 22. And when I saw that Vader figure, I know it's only a statue, but the head sculpt was way better than I'd ever seen any Vader look at that time anyway. It's still a good Vader now. So that's in the centre, and then I have, obviously, this is a recent figure of Ben. It's a really good figure, that, of Ben Kenobi. We need that in the vintage collection, plus the articulation. This is the back of, I think it's a Rogue One Vader. It's just good. Sometimes hard goods does the job, you know what I mean? That cape flowing there, he's not in motion, he's stood. Stare down. You can't win, Darth. Etc. This one here has done the rounds, this Vader. It's been replaced by this awesome Rogue One one. And now that's, I think that's from the control room, the Saga Collection meeting room, Death Star meeting room. He's just pointing that saber towards Obi-Wan. There's the classic Legacy Collection one. So I like to match, you know, that soft goods, as I say, hard goods, and this one's just a centerpiece piece, you know what I mean? Really good cinema seeing that. And finally, as we move across to Yavin, and this is the end of New Hope, innit? You know what I mean? A nice selection of pilots, all related to the Battle of Yavin. I've obviously, as you know, I've gone for this whole thing of doing chronology and stuff. My previous plan, you know, I did consider maybe just having like one shelf full of clones, one shelf full of stormtroopers, and one shelf full of pilots, of which I would have blended all existing Rebel pilots all together, like I would have had all these guys in one mass. But no, I thought I'd stay faithful and just have the pilots that I own anyway, that feature in A New Hope. And that, of course, is Luke Skywalker there, brilliant figure there from the vintage collection. This is the Return of the Jedi wedge, but it passes as both, you know, as New Hope as well. This figure of Biggs Darklighter is fantastic. 30th anniversary Biggs. I'll show you the other one. The other Biggs you can get, which I've got inside this X-Wing here, is the Black Series one, which should have been in the vintage collection. But anyway, without the helmet, that Biggs I don't think looks as good. But with the helmet on, obviously, who the hell are we kidding? It's Biggs, because you've got the checkerboard helmet, the moustache, it's fine. But in terms of having a Biggs without a helmet, I firmly believe this one from the 30th anniversary is very underrated. This is Lieutenant, I've forgotten his name. He's a lieutenant and he's gold 5. Lost Tyree, lost touch, they came from behind. That's a brilliant Y-Wing, by the way. It's, technically speaking, it's this fella who is gold 5, and you see him in the back of the briefing, but you don't see him, and he's not in Dutch's squad. It's Tyree, Dutch, and whoever that guy was, gold 5. I can't remember the numbers now. Anyway, but that is John Dutch Vander, another figure that was in the Black Series that would have been superb on his own card back. And of class, and of course the the iconic Jet Porkins there, brilliant. And here these droids are. He came with him in the same set. This one here, you got 2 droids in that. You got the one that's just ahead of him inside on the Y-Wing there, and then you got one that's free. So I just thought I'd have them there milling around as they would be in Yavin 4 in the background, because I am a firm believer of not wasting anything. This droid here is an awful figure. Sorry, no disrespect, but that's what an R5-D4 should be. This one's from the Power of the Force. It really has aged not so good. So, but without wanting to waste it, I thought I'd have him in the background, you know, just like he's filling a space in the back. So there you go. And of course, the ceremony, which you see I've got Jan Dodona. I have Leia there. That's the Black Series one of her. So the face is more like Sigourney Weaver than Carrie Fisher. And of course, the recent Yavin ceremony Luke. And this one is not the ceremony Han. It's the best Han Solo figure to date to be released. But because I didn't have any of the ceremony Hans and this Han was actually going spare, I just put a medal on him. He could have worked anywhere, that Han, you know. But over here I have this one from the Millennium Falcon, which is doing a decent enough job. That's a really good figure. I didn't really need a Han anywhere here because I have the Stormtrooper one. But so anyway, this one ended up here with a medal on. Plus the Fathead Han ceremony figures, not so good anyway. I don't really like the Fathead Hans. And finally, of course, the droids. That's the Revenge of the Sith figure of 3PO. Excellent. It's second place to this one, really. That isn't actually the one I consider the definitive from the Saga collection. This one here from the Revenge of the Sith is a really good quality one. And of course, you know, as you know, he shines in the end of A New Hope. Speaking of shining, you can see my reflection there. Hello there. You've got R2-D2 there from the 2004 Vintage Original Trilogy collection. Sadly, this figure is known to yellow. However, look at that panel of whiteness there. Why didn't they make him out of that plastic there? That hasn't yellowed, all the other stuff has. Toy Polloi might give you an answer on that one. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. I am so out of breath. That's the second take I've done today. I did a take before and it was just a little bit all over the place. Plus I was falling over stuff. I almost fell over the Falcon again just now. If you are new around here, subscribe. I'm going to go through this. There's more to come. The Empire Strikes Back is next. The Return of the Jedi, and there's even more after that. So if you are new around here, subscribe. If you are already a subscriber, make sure you have tapped the notification bell because they're going to be coming soon, so you can keep an eye on the rest of the series. And thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the lovely comments you're leaving if you are enjoying this series. That's great. This has been Only One Kenobi. Only one. Out.